Trinidad, a small island at the edge of the Caribbean. By day, it is alive with music and color, but at night, it becomes something else entirely. The bush grows darker, the roads fall silent, and the old stories come alive. Stories of spirits, curses, and the Soucouyant. Some call them myths, but for those who have lived through them, they are very real. I was just a boy, maybe 7 or 8 years old when this happened. My parents had to travel to Panama to buy furniture, so they left me with a family friend for the weekend. The house was on the eastern side of Trinidad, near Sangre Grande. Out there, night is real night. Streetlights are few, the bush presses against the road, and the breeze from the sea carries through the coconut trees. By day, it was alive with food cooking, voices in the yard, and dogs barking. But at night, the silence pressed against the walls and made every shadow feel alive. The house itself was wooden, old, with jalousie shutters that rattled when the breeze came down the valley. Inside, it felt safe. My friend's mother humming in the kitchen, warm food in the pot, his father with the newspaper. We played marbles on the floor, and I forgot I was not home. That Friday evening, his father rushed inside. His face was pale, his voice sharp.
Get the salt! Get the salt and the garlic.
The house turned to chaos. His wife rubbed garlic into the window frames, sprinkled salt across the doorways, and scattered rice along the thresholds, bright white grains in the lamplight. I whispered, "What's going on?" My friend looked at me with wide eyes. His voice dropped to a whisper. "Soucouyant." The way he said it chilled me. I repeated it softly, unsure if I pronounced it right. He shook his head quickly, finger to his lips. "Don't say it too loud. If she hear her name, she go come." Then he told me what it was, an old woman who strips off her skin at night and hides it in a jar. She flies through the dark in a ball of fire, slipping through cracks and keyholes. She sits on your chest while you sleep, draining your blood until you never wake. Garlic and salt burn her. Rice forces her to stop and count each grain until morning. That first night, nothing happened. Still, I lay awake, trembling, listening to the roof creak and the dogs barking in the distance until even they went quiet. The garlic burned my nose. The rice crunched faintly against the door whenever the wind shifted. By morning, I almost convinced myself it was just old talk. The second night proved me wrong. I woke to silence. Not the normal kind. This one was thick, heavy, as if the whole house was holding its breath. My friend slept beside me, peaceful. The only sound was the thud of my heart. Then I heard it, a faint scratch, slow, careful, dragging across the wood outside the window. My body tensed. I prayed it was a branch. Then it came again, longer this time, scraping against the slats. I turned to look. And that is when I saw it. She was not on fire, no glowing ball of light. Instead, her skin looked raw and torn, as if it had been stripped off and left hanging loose in places. Patches of flesh shone wet and slick under the moonlight, glistening like something freshly wounded. Veins pulsed faintly beneath the surface, dark and swollen, as if her body was barely holding itself together. Her eyes glowed faint red, not like embers, but like 2 small wounds staring back at me. Her mouth hung slightly open, lips cracked and dark, and I thought I saw her teeth glisten as she breathed. Her chest rose and fell slowly, each breath thick with sound, fogging the glass. Her hair was stringy and clumped, falling across her face like strands of seaweed, and yet none of it hid the horror of her stare. I wanted to scream, but nothing came out. My body would not move. Tears filled my eyes. I cried silently as her breath grew louder against the shutters. Then, just as suddenly, she slipped back into the darkness. I jolted towards my friend, shaking him. I told him I saw it. I saw the Soucouyant. He was calm, too calm, and whispered, "Be quiet. If you cry too loud, it might come back." We pulled the blanket over our heads, clinging to each other in silence. My tears soaked into the pillow. That is when we saw the light. A glow seeping through the thin cloth, flickering faintly, as if fire was circling the house. The blanket glowed dimly orange. From outside came a low hum, steady and strange, like something was drifting slowly around the house. We held our breath. Neither of us dared to speak. We stayed hidden under the covers until the light faded and the silence returned. Somehow, we lasted until morning. By dawn, the house was in chaos. My friend's father had strange bite marks on his legs, deep and round. He swore he never woke once. When his wife checked the barriers, she found the rice and salt at the back door scattered, a gap pushed through it, just enough to let something pass. I also remember hearing them whisper in the kitchen. I only caught fragments, but one line stuck with me. They said the Soucouyant had been summoned. I never understood what that meant. What I do remember is what happened after. The marks on the father's legs grew worse. The wound darkened. It spread. And not long after, he had to have the leg amputated. I told my parents what I saw, that it was the Soucouyant. They did not believe me. They said it was nonsense, just a story to scare children. The father told everyone it was a dog bite, like he was hiding a secret. I never asked my parents to let me go back there. And I do not know where that family is now, or what truly happened to them. But I will never forget the garlic in the air, the crunch of rice beneath my feet, the glow under the blanket, and the humming outside as the Soucouyant circled in the night. And no matter how much I try to explain it away, the fear has never left me.